Welcome to another episode of eBay Replica Kit Cars. I was surprised that you guys actually liked the first video a lot more than I genuinely expected. So eBay is just crawling with tons of kit cars, and there's a lot of hit or misses. And you know, I thought this was like a reserve not met, but this is a legitimate bid. So there's 17 bids, they're probably stuck in a war with each other, yeah. So the fact that this isn't the reserve price or it's already past the reserve price, you know, 10 grand for this, it is obviously built off of Fiero, 1986. I wouldn't say it's that bad, you know, obviously it opens up like F40, yeah, it's got a Fiero engine. The interior is just, you know, what you expect of a Fiero, and to be fair, the actual Ferrari F40 doesn't really have a fantastic interior to begin with. It's obviously dimension-wise way smaller than F40, you know, it just looks really adorable, it looks like a go-kart almost. Well, is that it? Yeah, that's all she wrote. I would actually say it's a really good price for just something that's self-aware that it's kind of derpy. A Vaydor, okay, a Vaydor, reserve not met, alright, that's wow, that's a steep price for Vaydor. Shaq's Vaydor, oh, it's Shaq's Vaydor, that's right, he did own it. Did he really though? I'm gonna Google this crap. Yeah, that's his, alright, wow. I did not, this is a golden day to make every video we find one very interesting and one really expensive car, so let's take a look at it. It has to be modded, right? Like, there's no way you're gonna give a freaking G35 engine. Yeah, it has wheels and interior. I don't care about that. There we go, a Pro Charger kit. I imagine maybe it's only like 450 horsepower. You know what? Let's read about this. I want to see how much power it's pushing. So, I imagine it's probably not that fast of a car because it looks like he still kept the stock VQ engine in it. It's a reliable engine, don't get me wrong, but it's a hard engine to make power out of. It's not like the HR series of engines where you can build those to the moon. And I know some trombone blasting VQ having G35 driving kit is gonna be in my comments like, actually, if I wanted to, I have the potential to go 800 or 1000. You have to get so many forged internals to the point that you empty both your parents' bank accounts, their entire retirement fund, as well as their plans of sending you to college to even get a G35 remotely prepared for 1000 horsepower. It's possible, doesn't mean you should do it, and that's why I don't like the modded cars argument. The HR is just the superior engine to build of the VQ family. Otherwise, I would think this is an absurd price. I imagine the novelty of this is straight up for a collector, knowing that it was owned by a really famous person. Because a lot of replica cars or kit cars, sometimes when they're sold to quote-unquote celebrities, it's like some B-list celebrity, but this is actually Shaq's car. So I can definitely see why someone would drop 150 grand for it. So obviously the price, it's the current bid rather, there's only 2 bids for it. Like, these are still hefty bids. That's around the price you would find G35, Vaydor G35s, I should say, on the used market as is, like, you know, just as a bone stock non-pro charger. So these guys are definitely lowballing, because usually when people start pro charging or LS swapping, you can probably get a Vaydor used, fully assembled on eBay or Craigslist or locally, or if you find somebody selling theirs, around 75-ish, 80 grand. Some people try to sell theirs for 100, 120 grand. They're out of their mind. Like, there's so many cooler cars you can buy for that. But even for 70, 80 grand, I can see the appeal of wanting a pro charge one. For a non-pro charge one, that would be a good price. But because this is Shaq's car and it's pro charged, y'all playing, you know, I kind of understand that price now. That's a very interesting find. It looks like Shaq himself didn't really put many miles on it. Now, see, I don't care about that because what is that? The mileage of when the kit was assembled? Because the engine is the same, guys. It's still a VQ. It didn't change the engine. So it would, in my opinion, they should just write down the mileage that's on the G35, the Infinity G35 underneath. It doesn't reset. Okay, that actually makes me a little mad. When you put a body kit on a car, it doesn't reset the mileage, alright? It's just pro charge. Yeah, it's supercharged, but it's still the same engine. I don't get it. I think that's really, I think that's scummy. I don't like it when you put a body kit on a car and then suddenly you're allowed to register it as a different year with different miles when the engine is actually still the same. Because let's look at this Fiero. Notice how even though it's trying to mimic like a, you know, 1989-ish F40 or wherever the heck the F40s were made, it's still registered based on the Fiero's year. On top of that, it's going to have the mileage on the Fiero's engine because that wasn't changed. The only time you can change mileage on cars is if it's like a classic car. Like if I go buy Gen 1 Mustang, some of them don't have their original engine and original transmission anymore. They're legally allowed to write the mileage on the new engine on their title when they give it up for sale. I don't think, you know, the legality of this is, ooh, it's questionable. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure legally you can't reset mileage and year on a body kit. That'd be like, okay, good comparison. That'd be like me putting a wide body kit, like just, let me look at, like me just going, okay, Vaydor Z06 kit, and just throwing like a body kit on my Z06 and then resetting its mileage, even though it's the exact same engine and the exact same everything. Like mechanically it's the same is what I'm saying. Like that's all the G35 is. I don't care if you pro-charged it. Pro-charging a car doesn't reset its mileage. Putting a brand new body kit doesn't reset its mileage. That's just weird. Sorry that I ranted mid-video. Let's go happy looking. Okay, I'm gonna guess this is off another Fiero. If you know, it's 1998. They rechanged its title. This one they rechanged its title because it's registered in 1980. They kept the mileage the same roughly. It is built, yeah. So it's built on an 87 Fiero. But the titlage he gets to claim 1998, probably because it looks drastically different. What I like though is that he still has the actual original mileage from the engine, so that's what matters to me. You know, it's an okay. Not really. I don't like the fitment there. I've actually seen some really good F355 kits on Fieros that have me fooled even. I had one saved for the longest time. What's it going for? So it already is that its. Oh, that's its buy it now price. Okay. I'd rather have that. If I was absolutely, like, if you're some degenerate who wants to just screw around in a replica Ferrari, that F40 is calling your name. Because that F40 was charming. It was so adorable and so, like, derpy that it just owns up to the fact it's a replica. Like, look at this sad, absolute sad, pitiful Fiero that had to meet this fate. But God, do I love it, you know? I pray for this poor, sorry lad every single time I'm looking at it right now. It looks so absolutely like it hates its life, but you know what? It's like a really sad puppy. You want to hug it, you know? And for that price, it ain't even that bad. Not sure how I'm feeling about this. You got a Speedster. There's always Speedster. We'll look at it because people got mad at me last video when I wrote off looking at Speedsters because I'm always like, oh, there's so many replica Speedsters. I don't want to look at them. And then hypocritically, I went to go look at a Shelby Cobra despite there being so many Shelby Cobra replicas. So that was definitely my American-British bias showing because I'm genuinely not as interested in German cars. As you can see, I haven't even talked about this car. I'm just scrolling through it. I wouldn't know if that's a good price for it. I'm completely blind when it comes to Speedster and their market and what would qualify as a good price for them. See, if you look, whenever I get me a Cobra though, wow, you know, I always think there's a lot to be had when looking at Cobras. I just love them. They're so charming. I love the side pipes. I like their small, petite design and their big, fat, wide tires. They're so timeless, and I love how timeless they are. I'm so glad that there's replicas of these cars. Well, we went back way too far. Actually, no, we didn't. I was browsing at replica Lambos. Guys, you know me. I'm always gonna browse replica Lambos. Come on. Okay. I actually like the wheels. You know what? I like because they're really similar to the actual Diablo wheels. I like how I don't like the red striping he put on. What? What? I just noticed. I was like, I don't like the red striping, but I noticed in the other photo they didn't have it, and that's when I realized he has. Why does one of his sides have I guess they're rim savers. They look like rim savers. I've run them there before. They're just $90 for a full set. You can peel them off if your fingers with enough force. You have to spray them with lots of Goo Gone. It takes like an hour, but it's worth it. They do protect them from wheel rash, but I think that's what it is. If that's it, hopefully that's not painted. If that's a painted lip and the other side isn't painted, that's the jankiest crap I've ever seen. But if they're just rim savers, I would remove them. I think they make the wheels look really stupid. Otherwise, I think black replica Lambo wheels actually pretty clean. I'm glad he didn't put like gaudy chrome wheels or big old 22s. He's just got the nice 18s. Those might be there. I doubt they're an authentic set. I could be wrong. They actually could be authentic. Let's read actually. You know, that or they're probably right. He didn't write anything. Buddy, help us out here. Try to sell your car to us. Rather, more specifically, try to sell your car to me, because I'm always a degenerate who actually, like, unironically want to buy a replica Lambo. Now, the problem I have with the removable hardtops Lambos is, look at this line right here. Like, unfortunately, here we go. This line, like, so the roof, obviously, when you take it off, it gets stored here where this indent is. And this is the ugliest indent in the world. And before you say, wow, that must be a telltale sign for a replica, I'll Google right now that unfortunately the actual Lamborghini Diablo, so the actual authentic Lamborghini Diablo Tiger Top editions, they also were like that. It is the ugliest. Like, I am not exaggerating when I say that. It is the ugliest thing ever. Because even when the top is off, look at how ugly it is. It's covering your V12, which probably causes heating issues. And when it's on, it's still just hideous. Because you like, look at how beautiful this one is. So this is a normal Diablo, like just a nice Diablo you can just get as a base model. And yeah, look at that, let's zoom in on it. Look at that smooth, beautiful, just sex appeal right there. That's better than sex, in fact. Look at that curve right there. Damn, you don't find that many cars that pretty. You put this in your garage, your wife's gonna be mad because there's something in the garage that's prettier than her. And like, yeah, same here, you can see it again. It's so beautiful. Then you come to these dumb target top models and you see that stupid dip in. And so when the replicas do it, that's not because they're a replica and they're bad and they're not mimicking the lines properly. They're actually mimicking the proper lines. What I don't get is why there's so many replica manufacturers at the time that chose this. Why would they choose the target top model as the one to replica? Like, I know there's so many different companies that make Lambo replicas, but the one that makes the best escapes my head, but I remembered it. Narc. That's what it is. Narc. Narc, or N-A-E-R-C. They make the best Lambos. So, unfortunately, there's probably not one for sale. So, we'll just look one up. Something like this. So, this is a replica, believe it or not. Ignore the orange tips. But those are the correct tips for the VT. They just made it a stupid color. But this car is like one of the cleanest replicas. And someone in the comments is probably like, well, actually, I can still tell it's a replica because shut up. No, you can't. So this car was actually modeled off of an actual Lamborghini Diablo. Like, they literally molded off of. There is no actually this. There's literally nothing to actually about. If you put this next to an actual Diablo, it's literally identical. It is that good. The only telltale sign is when it starts up, it doesn't. If you put a V12 in it, then you'll even defeat the startup, where you're basically going to just be completely incapable of being told. You know, no one could tell it apart. It even comes with like a fake engine cover. But this, I remember, it sold for like 79 grand, and God, you know, the one that got away, I tell you what, it's a beauty. I think it's assembled by a guy named Ron, all the way in Canada, who assembles a lot of their kits. But they're a much better company, because I don't know why you would want. I just don't like that line, because like, okay, I'm complaining about kits having this line, you know, whatever, buying a replica target top, fine, you know, but I can't imagine buying a authentic Lamborghini Diablo and being like, yeah, I want the Roadster target, like this one, 250 grand, and you're gonna buy one that has this ugly, like, just dip in. Get out of here. Like, ooh, I'm gonna have to fight you, especially when you have models like this that are like, you know, 18 grand more expensive and are just 1,000 times sexier. Okay, this one isn't the pop-up light one. If you like pop-ups, you can get this. Look at this. This is 150 grand. This is a good price. We're not even looking at kit cars anymore. I'm sorry. Like, wow, whoa, I was about to talk mad. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was about to talk mad shit about this car. But they actually did this, what's it, Snake's Nest? Is that what it's called? Where basically it gets that nickname because it looks like a whole bunch of snakes coiling over each other, because it just has one of the most unique looking headers. This is a replica? This is a replica, bro? And they did that? They actually authentically replicated that snake design? Yo, okay, I was about to talk mad shit about this. I was gonna be like, why would you buy a GT40 for 170 grand when you can buy like an authentic 2005 GT for like 400 grand or 300 grand even? And they basically look like the same car, because like, I'm pretty sure old GT40s, like authentic ones, are also like, never mind, those are probably in the millions for all I know, but they look the same as 05s, and 05s drive better. But you know, this is literally, it's got the Golf color scheme, it's got a beautiful interior. God, it even has the carburetor. It's got literally, that might literally be the engine that was used in the actual car. Like, they basically just sourced the exact engine, had it remade, and rebuilt it. It's gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Yeah, I would still say this is an expensive replica. Wow, this brings back Gran Turismo 2 flashbacks, this image right here. Like, this really is an expensive replica, but it's well done. Of all the cars we've looked at today, I've been kind of low-key like, oh, this one's charming, oh, this one's bad, this one's cute. This is just well done. It's literally, you get what you pay for. You're paying 170 grand. That's what he's listing it as. You could probably make an offer. I'm sure you can make an offer lower, because like, whenever they do stuff like this, you can definitely play around with that price point. But around this price point, even like if you can get it to him to agree on 150, 155, I can see why it's that price point. So it's not something. It's not like a run-of-the-mill GT40 replica. This is showcase quality. Like, if I was a millionaire and I was like, yo, I don't want to freaking spend $1 million to buy one GT40 when I can buy something that basically looks identical, has the same engine, and it literally is just identical to it. Like, yeah, I don't care if it's not authentic, because then you can drive the piss out of this one then. Because one thing that sucks about buying authentic versions is you can't drive them, because you're just like, oh, I put mileage on it. If I put mileage on it, it's no good, and no game value no more. But if you have a replica, you don't care about putting mileage on it. You know, it's not the same anymore. It's not the original one where if you put mileage on it, it loses literal millions sometimes. Like an Enzo. You drive a Ferrari Enzo original one, you're just shooting yourself in the foot because you're just tanking its value. But you drive a replica, who cares? You know, who cares? It wasn't as valuable to begin with. Yeah, I would drive the piss out of this replica. This is good. That's well done. I mean, that guy, poor guy, he still hasn't sold his car. I don't know if he budged his price or not from last video. More speedsters. You know, I think that's going to be it for this video. I think that's all we found today. We did find some very interesting cars this time. I would say better than last time, because the Vaydor was kind of unique last time, but I did not expect legitimately to see a famous person's car on eBay. This is literally Shaq's car, guys. Like, this isn't like a replica of Shaq's Vaydor G35. This is literally his G35. If you want a celebrity's car, you could spend 150 grand, buy it now, or you can negotiate with this nice lad and try to get a price similar to that for a beautiful, like, not absolutely 100% serious, not joking around, beautiful, well done car. Like, if it were me, if I had to spend the money, this is the car I'd pick. So comment down below, what would you rather pick for 150 grand, this car or Shaq's car? Other than that, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe if you like car content. And for anyone wondering about my Weeb vet, it's gonna take about a month or even a bit longer because it's hard to get scheduling appointments and a whole bunch of other issues, and it's still just difficult because unfortunately of quarantine and coronavirus, and that still hasn't gone away, and there's all kind of other issues. So that will still be quite some time from now, but I am working on it. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it through. I will reveal information bit by bit as we go along the way. Until then, though, just stick along with me. If you're new to the channel and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm a giant weeaboo who loves anime. I'm gonna put giant anime girls on my car, so if that interests you, make sure to subscribe to see that. And yeah, just see y'all next time. Bladed Angel out.